You know, the way I look at these videos I'm making, why I bring up everything they manipulate up, even though it's non-stop, is because I understand there will be a point where my memories will completely be faded out. I will not be able to express myself or talk. So when I use my last words in these ways, I'm it's funny how they try to be all dramatic. I have to do this manipulation, walk away as if I'm like, okay, I know who I'm talking to, and I know they know what this is, and this is the manipulation they falsified, the falsification of memories and whatnot. Once again, this is back to another memory manipulation that I think they've tried to do that before, but they didn't really commit to this retardations of memories, because some of them, even though I'm never going to experience it the same way, it's just there's no doubt. And when I mean there's no doubt, there's absolutely zero doubt that this version of memory is falsified, right? And it's nasty, to the point that, and I don't want to be graphic, when I was in the bathroom and they would try to create this falsified memory, they were making me have like contractions of some nature to kind of create some kind of reaction. And these people here who are contracted to make noise campaign and try to kind of condition or make you be subscriptive to this falsification of memories. They're supposed to scare you into accepting false memories, right? I'm like, you're a nasty shit. I'm not scared of that, but I just don't like the fact that I'm experiencing this false memory. And this purpose involved in this childlike purpose, I feel like at this point it's like they are becoming more and more not careful. Like they just don't try to be smooth at all, not at all. They don't even care about the fact that it's going to be manipulated, and it's obviously manipulated, but the way it looks is just like, my brain is so ravaged that whatever they can create, as obvious as it is going to go the way it is. There's no settledness anymore. And one thing they've did here, first of all, let me introduce myself. I'm what you call a target individual. What you see here is a video I made in 2020. I think it was in October 2020. And that was my first video addressing the manipulations of memories, right? And ever since that, even before, ever since August 19th, they've been doing these manipulations of memory so they can make me subscribe to what I'm experiencing today. One memory they're changing right now, and I remember that this woman, I'm gonna call her Leah. I used to see Leah. This is a woman, and I'm making up this name. I used to see her on her social media, and somebody we had a history with. I have history with. I was with her, and although it was not fully a relationship, we had some kind of like moments together. Not even moment. We had a thing where for a month or so we're together. And so later on, I'll keep track of her in regard of like just looking at how she's doing on social media. And she had her niece, the baby of her sister, and whatever is part of her. That's part of it. Was part of her profile and whatever. And the baby was like really young. Obviously when she was a baby, to even when she was like a toddler, even when she was like maybe still like a little older than a toddler, maybe like 6-7 years old and before. And so the way as I'm even speaking, when I'm speaking, they try to disrupt me with the manipulation. They're not giving me the stimulation they make me have today. They're changing the way I was perceiving this baby by adding stimulations and sensations that they make me experience today. And those sensations, they say that they mapped it to me when I was a child. So like I said, now what they do is go into memories and implant anything, anywhere where there's a child, and create sensation and stimulation that they make me experience today, especially with little girls. So they're looking for wherever there's those little girls in my memories and make me experience these false memories. Now, obviously, I've been talking about it for a while, and they're going to continuously look for where they can add this to, where they can add stimulations, where there weren't any before August 19, 2019. And then be like, oh, we mapped it, we saw this. It's like, no, you are falsifying. And they're like, no, they saw that when you were experiencing. It's like, no, you are falsifying the memory to make me experience what I'm experiencing today. It is constant, and it's going to be ongoing. And then they try to make me be scared and nervous, but because somebody slammed the doors, I always saw this and just walk away. Delusional. This gimmicky acting gig. You are making me experience false memory. I'm not the first, and I won't be the last. Not only you do this false memory, but it's something that's been implemented onto me for a while. But you're going to listen to obviously somebody else addressing that. And by the way, altered memories are something that is happening. As you can see, I keep bringing this journal because if it's already like predicted to come up in the commercial world, can you imagine that where they stand? And they try to do this thing. The thing is, like, they try to gaslight you into accepting this false memory. But try to create fear and any of things they can to get you to be accepting of this. Like, no, this is a false memory. Whatever's going to happen to me is whatever's going to happen to me. You know what they say in order to make me subscribe to this? They say that I'm going to be, and I'm sorry for the language, they say I'm going to be fisted. I'm like, okay, I'd rather get fisted than try to make somebody subscribe to this false memory. Of course, I don't want that to happen to me, but what I'm trying to say is that is not going to make me accept a false memory. Regardless of how you make me feel, I rather get fisted and then die than live my life working for entities that are manipulating the brain in these disgusting ways. Matter of fact, let me repeat that these entities doing this feel pedophiles. So what they do, they try to manipulate people in these disgusting ways and try to make me be the people who actually employ this trash and then die. I'll take fisting before that. It's cowardly, it's weak, and you see who's doing it, you understand why. You understand the weakness and the cowardness and the lack of settledness. It's like children that they're like, yeah, we can do. It's like, no, I'm not going to let you live your fantasy. When you look at me, you think I'm going to subscribe to this false memory? You're going to be delusional. Because I'm not. But you nasty trash are going to look for more things to manipulate in my memories. And I'm going to continuously show the patterns. And if you ever look for anything with memory manipulation, you'll see the long list of things they've done to me in regard of that. Going all the way back to 2020. So to all my target individuals, listen, that this is not only happening to me. And look at this image. This is the picture of me talking about it in 2020. Next to it, it's a journal. Literally talking about memory manipulations. Yesterday's fiction is today's reality, right? They are continuously implanting false memory by adding sensation and stimulation that weren't there at the time, but make me experience it in my memories. And then try to gaslight me using this noise campaign to try to be subscriptive of this.
Able to impose any information on the brain of a person, presumably by some kind of waves, which in the mind take the form of voices, thoughts and images and imagination. In addition to this kind of implanting information that they need, they manipulate the psyche so that the information is written into your memory. Then by stimulating the certain regions in the brain, they can retrieve this information and present it as your own memory. This is the conclusion that can be made judging by the influence they have been making on me with their psychotronic weapons, for example, artificial thoughts, imagination, and mental torture.
So it's obvious they have this tactics of doing the manipulation of memories, but it's funny. As reality comes, they try to block it out. It's like, oh, but remember what you did as a kid, and he abused, and because they falsify memories, and then they want you to be disoriented, so you accept these falsified memories. I'm like, first of all, please don't do that, because don't make me bring up reality of what you guys do to children. Not only you do the psychological torture, but this is the things they do to children.
She has also grabbed her crotch, saying, ow, and this was used to threaten me with severe sexual torture. One day I also observed her gasping for air a few times in the same way that I do when I am being more severely suffocated. The suffocation had been in a mild state for a while up until this point. Many of their torture methods are cyclical in severity. Right after I saw this child being suffocated, then I began to experience very extreme suffocation all day, every day, for about 2 months straight, and that's also when they made it worse when I eat. 5-year-old little girl with Down syndrome, as well as her 5-year-old sister who also has Down syndrome. I observed both of these girls suddenly grabbing their genitals in pain and verbalizing, ow, I observed this at least on 1 or 2 occasions for each of them during their separate sessions. I observed one of my 3-year-old clients suddenly grab his crotch and lean forward in his chair. And then he made a frightening grimace of severe pain.
So, this is what they do to children. This is the kind of abuse and torture. And the first person, the kid is only 7-year-old that she was talking about, who was being suffocated. This is the kind of things they do to children, as they manipulate us, men and women, in these disturbing ways, and manipulate our memories in these falsified ways, and then try to get you to be subscriptive of the things they do. They're going to continuously look for how they can manipulate my memories and then try to make me be subscriptive too. They tell me how that you're going to die. It's like, I'd rather die in hell than having to live a life where you have to counter these kind of things, which is the reality you're in. You're involved in a program that does these things to kids, and you want me to accept falsified memories because you want me to let you live your delusional reality? I'll never do that. Before my death, before I'm able to do whatever I can do right now, I'll do it and make sure I say what I need to say till my last breath.